Welcome to Momtroversial, the podcast that dives headfirst into the beautiful chaos of motherhood and dishes on the stuff we wish we would have known and nobody tells you. I'm Leah, your scrunchy nurse writing the Hot Mess Express, and I'm here to remind you that it's fine, you're fine, everything's fine.
I'm Alyssa. Crunchy Mom is all about organic living. I'm opinionated, organized, and your designated wingwoman in any parenting bar fight.
And I'm Tori, your ride or die mom of three who will absolutely hold your baby and your secrets.
And today we are continuing a short little series we're on of clean swaps. If you missed our last episode, we talked about clean swaps, baby living. And today we're going to go from clean swaps, just baby and littles, into overall household things. But one thing that we didn't really talk about in our last episode was what started all of our journeys into wanting to do clean, toxin free living for ourselves and our families. So, to start off this episode, we're going to take you guys a little bit deeper and we're going to share our why and how we entered into this clean, holistic living stage of our life. So, to put you on the spot, let's start with Alyssa. What got you started with all of your clean living?
So, honestly, I would say it was diapers that got me started, running out of the diapers we've been gifted. But a close second, since we're on kind of the home uh, line of thinking, was laundry detergent. My mother in law always talked about how she did like unscented laundry detergent because of my brother in law's eczema and like that kind of thing. And I was like, okay, but like unscented doesn't smell good. So why would I do that? But then I started looking into it and I was like, okay, but maybe I could get not nasty scented. Like a company that actually tells me their ingredients and that kind of thing. And it did make it was a big deal for me because um, it is touching our clothes, which touched Reagan's skin. And she had some weird little rashes sometimes that I am now convinced was due to the one vaccine that we gave her. But I didn't know that at the time. So I was just trying to figure it out. And I was like, well, maybe I can switch laundry detergent. So that's kind of how we started.
Tori, what does your transition look like?
Mine goes a little bit deeper than that. I started I think I mentioned this in our last episode, but I've been in my ditch and switch for about a decade now. And I can't remember if I said this in our last episode or not, but um, I started because I was having a hard time getting pregnant. And that's something that I haven't really super publicly shared, so I guess here's my little debut of my I've called it my testimony for a long time because I feel like it just has led me down so many different avenues of things, and I've been able to share this with a lot of people, and not necessarily like the dish and switch portion of it. I mean, what that does come up, but I think the whole infertility journey and trusting God in through all of that and everything I've learned and discovered about myself. Um, it's kind of a big thing for me, but that is what started it. I started kind of digging into like what is going on because by all
Mhm.
I didn't know really anything. I didn't know. I just was kind of ignorant to everything. Like Lysol, they sell Lysol because it cleans your stuff. Never in a million years would I have thought that there's cancer causing endocrine disruptors. Like pretty much my entire house was filled with endocrine disruptors. I mean, straight up candles,
Mm.
shampoo, conditioner, hand soap, Gain laundry detergent. I mean, like the works. Um, and so little by little, I just started changing things. The first thing I threw out was cleaning stuff. I remember, those giant like storage totes that you put like your Christmas decorations in. I
Yep.
filled up a whole tote of things and I donated it to our church of Mr. Clean, Pledge, spray, like all the things. And I started with Mrs. Myers. And, I've only got way crunchier since Mrs. Myers, but if you know, you know. But yeah, so it was that, and it's just, it's been a discovery of things ever since. And I've slowly but surely pretty much ditched and switched nearly everything you can ditch and switch, I feel like at this point, especially household related.
Yeah, that's good. So your story is similar to the story of the girl. There was a specific person who came into my life who had almost the same story as you do, and she introduced me into essential oils. She was my neighbor. She
That
lived
was where
across the
I
street.
started too, was Young Living.
Yeah.
I had a
Yep.
neighbor who was like, "Have you tried Young Living?" And I was like, "No, tell me more." And that's where the wheels started turning, was that.
Yes. Copy paste. That was us. And Amber, I think you and Amber are probably the same age too. You would love her actually, and I would love to get her on here to share her story. But she was similar and had like difficulty getting pregnant and did all the fertility treatment and all of those things, and none of that stuff was
Mhm.
working. And so then
Yep.
she started going down the holistic route, and she in her own life had started making swaps, whatever. So long story short, she shared her story with me and started sharing. Well, really, what happened the very first time we had a conversation was I walked into her house and I was taking care of her house while she was out of town. And her house smelled so freaking good. It smelled so freaking good. And she was gone. And I was like, dude, what type of witchcraft is this that
Which is
your
what
house
everyone
smells?
calls it, I feel like.
I know, that's so
Yeah.
funny.
I was like, it smells so good. You're not even here. And so then she started explaining to me she did a lot of diffusing in oils and how that worked. And long story short, that began my journey of, okay, getting rid of the candles in our house and going into oils. And then we got rid of the basic cleaners. We went into theme cleaners, and she was talking to me about the endocrine disruptors and all of the different things. And then it's interesting, you think about a lot of these cleaners and things you have in your house. If, for example, pregnancy, you're not allowed to have it or it shouldn't touch your skin. You shouldn't be in the room with it when you're pregnant with child. Why is it okay then when you're not?
Say it
Why
louder.
should it be something you have it in your house like when you're not? Like you shouldn't have to make a huge switch when you get pregnant or when you have kids in your house with things that you keep in your house, right?
Mhm.
And so that's where
Yeah.
yeah. So that's where my journey started too. So that's really funny. I think you would love Amber. And Amber, if you're listening to this, you need to get back to me on coming on the podcast because her story is freaking incredible. And so now we're oil junkies and we diffuse. And even my husband, like Travi, is all about essential oil living.
Nice.
He's almost more hardcore than I am now sometimes too, which is like pretty impressive because he was a little like skeptical at first because he loved woodwick candles. That was like his favorite, the
Mm,
crackling.
Mhm.
Um,
I like those too.
yeah,
so he had a
They're a
hard
vibe.
time.
They're like
they
this
are.
vibe. Yeah.
So now it's okay because instead I got him a little hair. He likes Harry Potter, so I have this diffuser that looks like a Harry Potter train, and it puffs
Hi.
smoke and it changes colors. And so
That's
he's like,
so
okay,
cute.
he's like, I can get behind that.
His little toy.
Uh,
That's awesome.
So going into the swaps, I would love, Tori, if you could elaborate a little bit more about some of the surprising things you learned about the toxins that were in the everyday household products when you were deciding to make this swap.
So I think discovering the label reading is just such a big part of this whole journey, whether it's
Mhm.
household, baby, whatever. Every part of this, food too, is all about reading the labels. And so, after a significant amount of time, I've been able, at this point, I can look at it and be like, that's garbage or that looks great. I still scan it just because it's faster and I don't have the mental capacity sometimes to try to
Amen.
sift through some of the ingredients. Um,
Yep.
but I've learned a couple of hot spot things. If it says fragrance, no. Unless there's a little asterisk that says essential oil, it labels what the fragrance is. Like if it says explicitly that it is an essential oil fragrance or
Mm-hmm.
formulated with organic essential oils or something like that. I think I have um, uh, some of the German stuff I have has that on it. And so that obviously is okay. But if it just says fragrance, be skeptical because it's crap.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one ingredient, and I'm going to totally butcher this name so hard because it's super sciencey, but it's like phenozyanol or something like that. That is a
Literally, I was gonna
huge
say
endocrine
that.
disruptor, and it is in everything. It's in baby lotion, you guys. It is in freaking everything. And so even like more natural options or more stuff that like is probably better, like a shampoo that says it's got no parabens, no silicone um in it, it still has that in it, which is an endocrine
Mhm.
disruptor. And so when I realized how many things I had that had endocrine disruptors in it, I was like, my whole body is so overloaded. Like I just felt like I was probably like a walking autoimmune disease. Like no wonder my body couldn't get pregnant.
Mhm.
It was in chaos. And it took years to it took me 2 solid years of ditch and switch and acupuncture and some other and oils to actually get pregnant. Um,
Mm.
it took me 4 years to discover all of that. So a total of 6 years of infertility. Um, and if that's a topic anybody wants to talk about, we can really dive into that because I've already popped the seal on it, so might as well dig in. But but yeah, I think it being really ingredient conscious and starting to recognize the things that are really yucky and being like, oh, but just even question the ingredients, period. I think that is one of my biggest like tips. Question the ingredients and get an app that does the mental work for you.
Love that. Alyssa, can you share your take on that?
Yeah, I just wanted to second the apps because I feel like when we say, okay, just read the ingredients, people are like, oh, okay, just read the ingredients, like no big deal. But Tori's so right. Like use an app. We can link some in the show notes here, but I love
Mm.
the app I use. It's called Switch Natural. And it is, I believe it costs $25. It's a one time, to buy the app thing and then it's free. But what I love about it is I scan an ingredient list or like upload a photo of an ingredient list. And then it will not only tell me if those ingredients are good or bad, but it'll tell me why. And it gives like scientific peer reviewed articles as to why. It's not like, oh, this is bad for you. This is bad for you and this is why. And here's the link for you to read up on it yourself, which I'll be honest, very rarely do I read up on it myself. But
Mm.
I like that, honestly, because I trust it, because they give me that evidence. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
so you have sources for your reasonings, that kind of thing. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, and it does get easier to just kind of like recognize, like, at this point, if I recognize one bad ingredient, I'm kind of like, okay, moving on, like, don't need it. When I first started switching, I used to use Clorox wipes to wipe down my counters. And so I was telling my best
Same.
friend from Tennessee who, uh, she kind of nudged me into this very gently and kindly. And, I remember telling her and she goes, "Oh, thank God. Every time I wipe down your counters, I just cringed." It was so funny. She's the best.
Oh
Uh
my gosh, that's so funny.
But yeah, so just, get an app, let it do the work for you. And then soon you'll just be able to recognize things like that. And I think also something that helps is not every company is 100% perfect, but if you can find a company that's clean and like if it takes some of the
Mhm.
overwhelm off of you to just, okay, I ran out of my multi-purpose cleaner. Let's get that from this company,
Yep.
Like a company that I would recommend for that is Rocasa. I love it.
Mhm.
And that can just help to be like, okay, I don't have to do like all this research every single time I run out of something. I can just be like, okay, for now I'm just going to grab that and then I'll look it up, or maybe I'll be really
Mhm.
happy with it, and when I look it up the ingredients are great. I have not ever found an issue with Rocasa stuff. And I think like I own almost everything that they sell. um or maybe it's not working that well for you, so then you can do some research, but it kind of gives you some leeway and like, because it is a lot of overwhelm, even if like
Mhm.
generally what I did was there was a few things I threw away, but if I ran out of something, I just found something cleaner. to replace it with.
Yep.
So, anything is something.
Facts.
That's so good. Let's go back to you, Tori.
I was just going to say exactly what Alyssa, I want to just highlight that again. Find a company. Well, everything that you said, I agreed with. I was just sitting here like, yep. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Like, could agree with everything. Copy and paste, as Leah said earlier. But I just want to highlight that again. Like, find a company to take it that you trust and take that mental load off, because it is like nobody talks about that. The mental load of researching and figuring out, like, oh my gosh, it's given me like low key anxiety thinking about
like, oh,
all
just
the
do better.
things.
Okay.
Like, oh my gosh, yeah. That's not realistic. It's not realistic. And I think we're going to just die on the hill with this saying, but pick one thing and start there.
Yeah.
But I love Rocasa also. So everything Alyssa said, I was just gonna, they're great. Everything I've tried from them so far, I've just been like, wow. Like, specifically the anxiety roller. I was just talking about anxiety. Love that thing, and carry it around in my purse. I'm like, oh, I'm feeling a little anxious, like, do. And I'm fine. Even David has said, like, whoa, that really works. And he's
love
not
it when husbands do that. I'm like, yeah,
I know.
I told you.
He's not a non-believer in the organic stuff or the ditch and switch. Obviously we have 3 kids thanks to it, but he's skeptical of, because like one thing, natural deodorant, like, can we just talk about how awful how natural deodorant choices are?
You have
I
to
think
go
I've
through
tried
so
25.
many to find a good one.
I know. I think I've tried 25 deodorants, and I'm finally on one that I like that's clean. Like, it's so wild.
What's the deodorant brand that you're using?
It's called Schmidt's. It's at the PX. It's probably not the absolute cleanest one I could find. In fact, I want to try. There's 2 more that I haven't tried that I want to try. But they're like a 90 something out of 100 on Yuka, and aluminum free and like all those things. And I'm like, yeah, I can get behind that. And it seemingly, I mean, if anyone sees me and is like, no, girl, your deodorant does not work, please be a homie and let me know. But I think it's working. I think it's good.
So this is like not deodorant's not, like home stuff. But if you want to get super crunchy, I'm like super, super crunchy in the deodorant world. In
Let's
one of
hear
2
it.
ways.
I love it.
I've made my own deodorant before.
Whoa.
And it was phenomenal. And I loved it. It ran out when we PCS, and I haven't made more. So I just don't do deodorant.
You don't know that though.
Yeah. Shout out to Amber, because Amber's the first person who truly, like, she gave me the DIY recipe, but then taught me like how to detox. And I went through like 2 to 4 weeks where I like didn't do anything. And that's when you smell real bad. Because a lot of times the reason why you smell your BO so bad is because your pores are clogged from all of the deodorant and the constant putting stuff under there. It's just like with your skin, right? The more makeup you wear, the more stuff you wear that clogs those pores, and the more you're going to break out. And then the more like oil and stuff your skin's going to produce. So your armpits are like the same way. So really, I don't wear any deodorant. When I get ready to leave the house, I'll get like one of my favorite oils, and I'll just do, and then I leave. And then that's
nice.
So if I smell, be a homie and let me know, because I haven't worn deodorant in years.
That's
except
amazing.
for the stuff I made. And the stuff I made, it was Aztec clay, beeswax, a little bit of baking soda, essential oils. I have the recipe saved on my phone.
Ooh, please, we gotta share that. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. And then there was like oil, like a coconut oil or something in it. And then you make it all on a stove. And then you can order on Amazon the little deodorant holders, and then you pour it into the little deodorant holders, and then you put it in the fridge to solidify. And then the recipe made
genius.
like 8. Yeah. And you chose what you wanted the scent to be. And it actually really did work. The only complaint I had was because of the Aztec clay. Aztec clay is like a blackish gray, almost like a charcoal-y that sometimes with your clothes, like if you were profusely sweating and you were wearing like a white shirt, like it would get on your pits. But again, if you have a good like laundry detergent, like a good clean laundry detergent, it came out. Like it wasn't something that would stain if you had
Okay.
like, proper cleaning of your clothes, if
Nice.
that makes sense. So
That's hella
yeah,
cool.
yeah, I'm super crunchy in that world. And
I
I've
want to
tried to get
make some. That
Travis.
sounds great.
I want to just
I
try
should
going
make some.
without.
You should. Okay, so you should try going without. Tori, I actually want to make some because I want Travis to try it. Because we've been trying to find him an all natural deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
And like as a man, like men just are so
It's
much smellier than we are. And
yeah.
none of the natural stuff for him works. Like I love my husband so much and he's the love of my life. But like we struggle bus with the natural deodorants for him. But he's like, I don't want to smell, but he's like, I also don't want to use like the
The
deodorants that have all the
chemicals.
crap
Yeah.
in them. So he's
Mm-hmm.
like, what do I do? So I really should make him some.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll do that and then I'll give you a stick. I'll make sure I have all the things. That'll be my goal in the next 2 weeks to
Cool.
order and make do. And I'll give you a stick and see if you like it.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you. I'd love that.
That's awesome. Yeah. I will
So let's throw it
say,
back to
oh yeah, the only deodorant so far, I've gone through a ton with Ryan. And we just found deodorant that he really likes and I really like. Although I think he would totally honestly be down with the essential oils thing too, because he doesn't wear it a ton. Primally Pure. Rocasa deodorant is
Ooh.
one. It works, it's fine, but it makes me sweat. Like literally, I'm talking like drips of sweat, just like randomly. Um,
Weird.
but it doesn't smell. So, it's not like the biggest deal. Like I'm just finishing what I have of it. But
Yeah.
I got Primally Pure. They have like a little travel size, and I got it to test out when we were traveling, and I loved it. The only downside is it's like expensive. And if you want to get like 6 sticks, you'll get free shipping. But like, you know,
Mm.
there's a high free shipping threshold. So honestly, I think when I'm done with everything I have, I'm gonna try just detoxing and essential oils. I wonder if it would be easier.
Yeah.
Did you detox straight from natural deodorant, Leah, or did you detox from like the toxic stuff? Because I felt like I detoxed
And the
from the
toxic
toxic
stuff.
stuff. And I do remember that being a whole thing. It was during COVID. So I was like, perfect. No one will care.
Nobody else can't see
Yeah,
anybody
no one will
anyways.
notice. But I wonder if since like I've been using the natural stuff for 5+ years at this point. So I wonder would that make it easier or not?
I feel like it would have to, but I did straight from the like Dove or Secrets,
Okay.
whatever crap I had been using, like straight from that. And this was also, I think it was during COVID, because let me see. I met Amber in 2020. So yeah, 2020 was when I started. And I was working full time as a nurse then too. And I worked at a hospital where like we were super high volume. I averaged two deliveries to 4 deliveries a day,
Oh my
like
Dang.
gosh.
catching babies. So I was sweating. And I remember I would be at work and I would like take an essential oil roller with me because I was like so self-conscious that I wouldn't put it like on my pits because was doing the detox, but I would put it like right here, like on my
Okay.
shoulder to kind of like
Trying to
when I
mask
knew
the
I was
smell.
sweating, or I would
But
like
you put
change
it
my
on your
scrub.
pits now?
Yeah. So like
Okay.
now I'll put it directly on my pits. So like Amber swears by patchouli. I can't really get on the patchouli train because I
I
feel like
don't
a
love the
grandma
smell. Yeah.
on the
It's
patchouli
super
train.
strong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
like it in stuff, but it's
Yes.
super strong just all alone for me
I'm a big
personally.
lavender
Yes.
girl.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yes.
So lavender, I like lavender. I feel like it's just a skosh too subtle
Mm.
for me when it comes to doing it. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Like on
in the
its own.
winter
Yeah.
time, I would be fine with it. But with how hot it is here in Korea, like if I know I'm going to be outside and like active, I want something that's a little bit like of a stronger smell. Um, there's one Young Living oil that's called Kunzea, Kunzea, that people love, and I like that one. Right now, I'm doing this like I have this vanilla blend because vanilla is my favorite scent. And so it's this vanilla blend, and I have her in a roller, and I just literally go and then I leave the house.
Nice.
It's like perfume, deodorant, everything. Good to
Yeah.
go. I love
It is.
efficiency too, so this just makes me happy.
Right?
I'm
An
excited
all
about
in
this.
one?
Yeah. You
Okay,
should
I
give
have
it a
so
go.
much
And
deodorant, so it's gonna take me a minute, but then I'm trying it.
How did hormones, like being pregnant, breastfeeding, postpartum, like how did that play in with the I know we're like so
Yeah.
like in the weeds with this
I
deodorant
know
right
this
now,
is so
but it's
not
like
household. We should just switch today to like personal. Let's talk about personal swaps today instead of
Okay,
household
sounds
swaps.
great.
all right.
Since
Can't
we're
wait.
already on that one.
Poor Ryan's gonna be
So
like, what?
Sorry, Ryan.
sorry, Ryan. So hormonally, I mean, y'all, I feel like postpartum, my hormones were better with Ella than with Declan. With Declan, I freaking remember sweating. Like, oh
Sweat
my
is so
gosh, it
real.
was so bad. Like, I thought I was sick because I would wake up in the middle of the night just profusely sweating.
Mhm.
But hormonally, I feel like for the most part, I may have increased sweat like from my hormones,
Mhm.
but I don't feel like my body odor has been bad, like on my just day-to-day activities. Now,
Mhm.
if I'm riding the Peloton and I get my butt kicked and like I get off the bike, like of course, like I'm gonna smell a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But like just in the day-to-day, it's been fine. The only time I've noticed where like my hormones have played a factor has been when I'm stressed. Like if I've been
Okay.
going through a season where like I've been stressed, like I will notice like a little bit of like a shift where like I'll be a little bit smellier or whatever. But then, like I said, I'll just take my roller and I'll just take the roller and then I'll just go
Well,
and
and
maybe
how
like
easy to keep it
reapply it.
in your purse too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's so awesome.
And I've asked Travis because we've had these conversations, right? Since we both have been like trying to make some of these swaps. I'm like, do I smell? Like, and I'm honest with him. He'll be honest with me. He's like, no, like, I don't really feel like you smell. And so I'm like, okay, cool. And again, it's one of those things where, like, I feel like hormonally, for me, stress has been the big thing. But I've never felt like I've been like just a super smelly person, right? So for somebody who may be super smelly, then they may need to do a little bit like more. But for me, I feel like the roller's been fine. With Ella, again, I didn't do anything with her when I was pregnant. When I was pregnant with Declan, I was doing the homemade deodorant, and that was fine. I have to say, even with the natural deodorants that are not like my homemade stuff, I've noticed I smell way more when I use them.
Hmm.
Like
I cannot
I've
wait to try this.
used the Rocasa
Excited.
stuff, and like I've used their cream and their regular deodorant, and I had to stop because I felt like I freaking reeked. I felt like I freaking reeked all the time. And then I used Travis's stuff because we're getting out of the summertime here in Korea and it was freaking hot. And I used that like a couple of times and I was like, I freaking reeked again. So I was like, you know what? No, screw this. Like I'm just gonna continue doing what I do. And I feel
Yeah.
like it's been fine.
I wish I had paid
And
more
I love
attention
it.
to how you smelled when I was there.
I've never
Well,
smelled you.
But I
obviously,
guess that's good that I had it. Like,
that's what I feel like. Obviously, I don't smell that bad if
yeah.
you
Never
don't.
noticed.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because I feel
Yeah.
like people who smell, you notice it. And it's
Yeah.
not something you just forget. You're like,
Mhm.
ooh. And we spent enough time together that like we went to the
Like
gym
at the
together.
gym, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you would know where my arms are up and like
Yeah.
you would know.
I'm dead.
So one thing I do want to share with people too who are listening who have no idea what this witchcraft is we're talking about with like the toxin free living. I wanted to give a definition real quick of what an endocrine disruptor is. Because I think all
Nice.
three of us have mentioned
all.
it. And in case you guys don't know what it is, an endocrine disruptor is a chemical or substance that interferes with the body's endocrine system. So if you don't know what an endocrine system is, this is your body's system that regulates your hormones. So the endocrine system is the one that releases all of your hormones for all of your different other systems, right? So like for your digestive system, for your fight or flight mode, for your reproductive system, for your metabolism, like everything. If you have a hormone, it all comes from the endocrine system. And so if you have a endocrine disruptor and stuff in your products, the reason why that's an issue is because then that means that your endocrine system and your hormones are not functioning properly, which can then lead to issues with your metabolism, can lead to issues with your fertility, can lead to issues with your reproductive system, can lead to GI issues, digestive issues, so many issues. A huge one, which I don't think this is necessarily endocrine system related to, but we talked about in the last episode how your skin is your body's largest organ.
Mm-hmm.
So many people think they have eczema, but it's not a true eczema. It's the products you're using and the disruptors and the chemicals that are in some of the products, right? Now, there are people who truly, have the super, super, super sensitive skin, but a lot of us, it's the products that you're using. That a challenge I would have for you would be to do some of these swaps, not just stuff that goes on your skin, but stuff that's in your house. Because what you don't realize, your hands touch your counters, your arms touch your counters. Like you're sitting on your couch, like your feet are on the floor, you're wrapped up in your sheets, like your clothes are in your like whatever you washed. So you don't realize so much stuff is touching your skin. And if it has any of these disruptors or these irritants in it, it can cause some of those issues. So that was one thing I briefly wanted to touch on for the listeners, is what is an endocrine disruptor. And when I figured that out, not to go on a tangent, but the OB nurse in me, I know so many people who have had fertility issues. And it's so stark and rising. Like I can't tell you how many people I know that are probably listening to this. I think it's at least 1 in 4 now is what this most recent stat. Don't come at me if that's wrong. But the last I checked, I think it's 1 in 4 women have issues or struggles with fertility. And what's wild is it's 2025. Medicine is so advanced now that what do you mean more women are having fertility issues today than 100 years ago?
It's a
Well, what is
conspiracy.
changing between women today and 100 years ago?
What we're all thinking, yes.
And
follow the money.
So I love a good tinfoil hat moment. This is not one of those for me personally. This is a humanity, like we think we know everything and we don't. 100 years ago, like our great grandparents, what'd they clean with? Baking soda, vinegar, hot water, and plants.
Soap. Yeah. Like
like homemade soap if they were doing soap, not this stuff that is made to be mass produced, and then not stuff that was made like just to make money. And you think about all of the cleaning products we have today, and they're always coming out with new ones, and it's always a competition. And then how everyone's using these, and the infertility rates, or women who are struggling, or it's taking longer to conceive, and all of these things are climbing.
And then they go
I
spend
know that there's
thousands of dollars on fertility
and it's
treatment.
miserable.
IVF. Yeah.
It's miserable. I have a friend who had a baby on IVF, and I felt so bad for her when she was having to do all her progesterone shots, and she was so swollen and she was so uncomfortable. And then it's so nerve-wracking. Anywho, to get off my soapbox, the very first thing I would recommend to everybody, I know I'm not a doctor, but to try swapping some of these things. Like swap out the chemicals in your house, see what change it has on your body. Do chiropractic care, acupuncture care, all natural stuff. See what happens before you go down other rabbit holes when it comes to that. Alyssa, let me send it over to you.
Well, I just have to say something that Ryan told me to say that I keep forgetting to say. Disclaimer, not medical advice.
Disclaimer.
Do what you want.
I know that's what I know. I'm not a doctor. Disclaimer.
These are our personal beliefs, and you can choose to do what you will with them. Thank you. But yeah, I would love to talk about like skincare too, since we've kind of touched on it. But
let's do it.
I'm a part of a cult, not really, but Root Apothecary, now Root Avenue. is my favorite skincare in the whole world. A lot of it, not all of it, but a lot of it is tallow-based skincare. Beef tallow, beef fat. What? Yes, it's amazing, okay? It's got so many vitamins and minerals in it. And tallow does not work for everyone, but if it works for you, man, it works. Like, oh my gosh. And not everything she has is tallow-based, because of that. But she's I believe her husband's, in the Guard now, but she's a military wife. She's a Christian. She is, like, younger than us, actually, I think. She's just so awesome. She keeps her prices really reasonable. Her stuff lasts so long. But all of it, like, I would buy anything that she makes. I actually do buy anything that she makes. Um and we actually have a code for her shop now, which was really exciting for me, total fangirl moment.
Yay.
We'll put a link in the show notes, but you can also use code Momtroversial to get, I want to say 15% off your order, but please hold. Let me check on that. Let's
Have it
see.
dove
10%.
dove. I had
10%.
10%.
10%
10% is pretty good
Momtroversial.
though.
Yeah, at Root is, so she just rebranded to Root Avenue, essentially because when she started Root Apothecary, she thought it was kind of going to be a collection of other people's things, but then her stuff took off so well. She's an engineer, and so she like formulates the
That's so
stuff,
cool.
and like has extremely high standards. Products don't come to us unless they're like perfect for her.
Mhm.
Um And, yeah, this isn't even her full-time job. It is, but it's not. Her full-time job, she's an engineer. Um,
That's amazing.
yeah. So, she's now Root Avenue, but you can find her through Root Apothecary still, because it's just she has some other people's products on her website, but it's mostly her stuff now. But yeah, Momtroversial, 10% off, and, we'll get some kind of a cut on that. I'm not entirely sure, but we just get a commission on it. So, she's great to support. I would tell you to do it. We literally just got this, and most people listening have probably heard me go on and on about her before. Um, and we'll never steer you any sort of way that we don't personally use and believe in. But
Facts.
we do get a commission. So love her. Love her
Yeah.
stuff. Amazing.
Yay.
If you had to pick one thing,
Link.
tallow serum. Yeah. Love the tallow serum, but I do use, like, all of her stuff, and she's on Instagram and so helpful on Instagram. She will respond to you. She's got highlights out the wazoo of my skin's like this, my skin's like that. Um, yeah, we talked about it last swaps episode. I use her Bare Tallow Whip for diaper cream.
Oh, yeah.
So, mhm,
You want to
that's
hear
my plug.
another me being really crunchy in a way that you wouldn't expect?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Obviously.
I've made my own tallow butter
You're so
No
cool.
way.
because Travis is into smoking meat now. And so it comes from like beef fat.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so he's like, "Hey, do you want this tallow?" I'm like, "Do I want that tallow? Yes, I want that tallow." And so I just ran out of my moisturizer and just started using this tallow that we made. And I found like a recipe on Instagram. And so it's like we just took the fat and it's like you put it in a crock pot
Yeah.
for a long time and it like helps separate. And it like is this whole
So
process. And then
cool.
we added coconut oil and I added some essential oils like blue tansy. And then that's
Oh.
like my night cream now because my skin's oily. So I don't like super oily stuff during the day, but I use it at night. But I made my own tallow. And Travis uses it for his skin too.
So
Oh my
cool.
gosh,
I've,
that's so
kind of
cool.
always wanted to do that, but I'm like, well, I love Roots, so
Yeah, I know.
Buy it.
Making your own stuff, it's like one of those things where it's like I have to be in the mood. Like I'm not
yeah,
consistent about it in
So
the
fair.
slightest.
Yeah,
same.
so fair.
But if I'm in the mood,
Same.
I'm like, let's get crunchy, baby, and make some deodorant and tallow today.
I love a good crunchy moment.
I love it.
What skincare do you use, Tori? Like cleanser, moisturizer?
I am also very crunchy and very basic. My mind, less is more.
Mm.
And maybe I'm biased, but I think I look pretty great for almost 35, my skin anyways.
Heck
think
yeah.
you look
I didn't believe you when you
beautiful.
first told
Thank you.
me.
Thank you. I barely use anything. I don't ever wash my face in the morning, ever one time. Um, because you're I don't know, I read something a long time ago and I don't even know if it's legit, but it's worked for me, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. I read that your natural like washing off your natural oils that your skin has produced overnight is like not actually good for your skin. Like, it's a natural barrier, it's meant to be there. And so, I only wash my face at night. I don't even wash my face every night, but most nights I do, and I actually use a really gentle scrub most times, or I oil cleanse. Um, which is really crunchy, like really, really crunchy. My best way that I found is like you rub the oil, like you pick like a high quality organic oil, like castor oil or jojoba oil, argan, something like that. You don't want to use anything like coconut oil because that's going to clog your pores. But you rub it all over your face. And then I like to do it in the shower because it's easiest. You put like a hot towel like over it and then you wipe it off, but you wipe off like 85% of it and leave the rest, and then your face is washed. But I don't do that very often. I only wash my hair because like look at all this crazy hair. I only wash my hair like every 5 days because it's just too much to do. So I have to be like in a full hair wash shower to do something like that. So usually I just use the scrub, and because haven't found anything better, this is actually an area I wanna ditch and switch. I should currently use the Shea Moisture Scrub, which rates really well. I use the fragrance-free one. It doesn't have it's a nice, like, off-the-shelf option. Like, if you just need something right now, Shea Moisture is not every single one of their products, but most of their products are free from fragrance, the phenoxyethanol, and a lot of other yucky ingredients. They usually are like a 90 plus rating when you scan them.
Nice.
Um, but I use that to just
Root has a
like
scrub.
exfoliate my face. And then I use an essential oil roller that I made myself for my wrinkles and use jojoba oil. And sometimes I use castor, but usually not because it's really thick and I just feel like it's just too thick for me
Mhm.
personally. But then I just rub it on my face and that's that. And then I
So
don't wash
cool.
my face the next day, and I repeat that process of not washing my face and then sort of washing my face and putting the oil on. It's funny because when I used to have very oily skin, and then I had more of a combo oily. Now, ever since I've used oil all the time on my skin, I feel like I just have very normal
Like dissolves
non-oily.
like. It's one thing I remember
Yes,
from
it
chemistry.
does. Absolutely. And it's so funny because you think like, "Oh my gosh, I can't put more oil on my skin because my skin's so oily." But what
Mhm.
happens when you dry your skin out over and over and over is your sebaceous glands are like, "Oh shoot, we need to produce more oil." And so it's just they overproduce the oil, and that's why you get so oily because your skin is dried out. So, I don't know. So yeah, I'm super
Wow.
duper basic, like
That's so awesome.
DIY, and I
But
love
that's
it.
That's
so
like
great
my
because
goal.
yeah, and there's different like budgets that are out there, you
Mm,
know. Root is really affordable, but it's still really high quality stuff, so it's affordable for the
mhm,
quality. Um, and some people might not be able to just jump in right there. So
mhm.
I love that
Yeah, I
Yeah.
we
think
all have
a
different options.
$10 bottle of organic jojoba oil from Amazon could absolutely work. And then, I have like I don't even want to admit how many bottles of essential oils I have that I can just make. I think one roller that I make lasts probably between 4 and 6 months. So
Mhm.
I make a different roller every single time. Like you'd think I'd never made a roller before because it lasts so long. And I'm like, oh, what am I going to put it in it this time? So I usually do for anyone who is like, oh, I want to know what's in the blend. I usually do frankincense, geranium, let's see, a little bit of tea tree because it's good for your skin. And then there's some other like isms. It depends. Like, do you want your skin to be kind of bright? Do you want to like combat wrinkles? Like, there's so many great. I don't have a lot of the really, really good ones like sandalwood and jasmine.
I
Like,
want sandal
I
bad.
know
Is it
they're
like really
so.
expensive? I know nothing.
Oh, it's extremely. Yeah, sandalwood, jasmine,
Look into that.
Frankincense
frankincense.
is expensive.
It is.
Mhm.
I literally I don't ever diffuse it or anything. I keep it solely skin because it's so freaking good for your skin. It's good for scars. It's good for acne. It's good for wrinkles. Like like really good for healing your skin, I feel like. So I
And
have been working on this model forever.
and you incorporate it with a carrier oil like the jojoba, right?
Yeah, usually
It's not just
I
straight essential oils.
no, I don't not for my face. I don't do that. I feel like it actually kind of flares up my skin if I try to just straight up put something on my face like that. But I usually like I get like a blank an empty roller and then I put the essential oils in it that I want to put in there and I probably do maybe a total of like 40 drops or 50 drops of something and then I fill the rest with the
Okay.
oil. And I either do jojoba or castor. I don't really use any other ones personally, but you just kind of got to figure out what you like and um I know some
Cool.
people who are like castor ride or dies, like no matter what. I would put it in the roller, but unless I have some like really dry skin or something going on, I use that more of um like a deep cream, if you would. I don't really know that much about skincare because I don't wear a lot of makeup, especially face makeup, and I have this huge skincare routine. So I'd say I'm kind of in the kind of more naive in that sense. Like I don't really know I don't know what people do. So don't judge me when I'm like the thick cream. Like
You're
that's what
just
I
not
use
bought
when
into it. Like,
The
I'm so
nice
it's true.
obsessed with
cream.
Root at this point, I just buy anything that she has. And it's all wonderful and it works great, but I probably don't need everything I have, but I'm obsessed with it, so I love it.
There's also nothing wrong with that. Like I think if it's working for you and you're loving it on your skin and it's a good price and like if all the blocks are
It
checked
takes a
for you, like
long time because I use a little bit of everything,
Mhm.
so at least it takes a while to go through. But yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
totally like
I would say for people, you can do oils neat on your skin, but but it requires you to do further education prior because there are different types of oils. For example, there is a hot oil and then there's regular oils. So a hot oil is going to be, for example, like tea tree or peppermint, to where if you put that neat on your skin, it's going to burn because of just the molecular compound that is that tea tree plant or that peppermint plant that's broken down because it's super concentrated version of those things. And think about like, like peppermint, a lot of times if people are looking at chest rubs or things like that or icy hot-ish, it's peppermint style. That's what the menthol and stuff is trying to mimic. So you need to know the difference between what is the oil that you're trying to put on your skin neat. So I will put oils on my skin neat sometimes, but it's not without looking into it. Um, for me, I do, don't come at me. I use like Young Living everything. Okay. I know it's an MLM. I did used to sell it. I don't sell it anymore. Don't come at me. I still love them. I went to one of their conventions too,
No way.
and
I'm
it was,
jealous. That sounds
oh my
cool.
God, dude, it was amazing. Tori, it was amazing. It was amazing. Even after I decided, like the selling just isn't for me. I'd rather have casual
Mhm.
conversations like this to introduce people to it.
Yeah.
It was amazing to get to talk to the people who work there. I got to talk to the farmers. I got to see a lot of behind the scenes. We got to go to one of their farms, all those things. So I use a lot of their skincare for my face because I've always struggled with acne. They have an oil cleanse that I use. They have a bunch of different skin sets. My favorite is their art system,
Mhm.
and it's a cleanser, toner, moisturizer, and it's all natural. I will say some people would say that it's a little bit pricier. If you're like me, I'm a tightwad. So to me, I thought it was pricier at first, but I've used their products long enough now and I've switched almost everything over to their
Mhm.
products that I get 25% back every time I make an order. So if I make $100 order, it's really $75. So then the next month that I'm buying stuff, instead of spending $100, I'm actually going to go ahead and just spend 50 and use
Right.
my points on the rest of it. So for me, it breaks even like that because I use their skincare. They don't have great makeup.
They used
Um,
to.
but
I'm
they freaking
total
got rid of it.
I know, I don't even wanna get on the soapbox because I'm
Okay,
so
okay,
freaking blown about it. I'm so blown about it.
okay, okay. Um, I use their shampoo and conditioner. And their body wash. I buy their bar soap. Even though like my next crunchy endeavor is I want to make my own bar soap. I'm not there yet, but that's my
Nice.
next endeavor that I want to do. Um, and I love their shampoo and conditioner. But for people, and I would love to know what y'all's experience was with the shampoo and conditioner that you guys use and when you made the swap. If you have never used an all natural shampoo and conditioner before, you need to give yourself grace because your hair needs a couple of weeks, if you're like
Mhm.
me, to get rid of all of the crap. Like, I thought that it wasn't working because my hair was so oily for me, my personal experience when I switched over to it, and I didn't understand why. And as I was doing research, I just learned that part of it is due to the same thing, your hair and your hair follicles and the roots detoxing and getting rid of almost, it sounds gross, but the sheen of the
Mm.
products, of the other products that have been
Mhm.
in your hair, and you gotta get rid of all of that before your hair can be normal. And that was hard for me, but that was because I made the switch before having kids, so, like, I still put myself together way more frequently than I do now, and I did my hair a lot more. But that's my preference. I love their bar soap. Fun hack for you if you want bar soaps, cut them into 4s. So I'll get a soap and I'll cut it into 4, and then I only use one little square at a time. And then one bar soap will last me one like bar of soap will last us 3 to 6 months. Like it's a long time because we just
Nice.
use the little squares instead of the whole
Mhm.
bar getting wet every time you get in the shower and it causing more runoff.
Smart.
Um,
That's super smart.
can't take any credit for that. Amber told me that one too. Shout out to you, Amber. You're my shout out for this episode.
Amber, what the heck? Come on the podcast.
Yeah,
I
please.
know. What about you, Alyssa? What was your experience making the swap for your shampoo and conditioner? And then what are you currently using?
So I'm trying to think. I do remember it taking a minute for me too. I'm kind of wondering, like, for those friends in Korea, like, should you just go get that Korean like detox scalp thing and then start? Like, I feel like that could like
Mm.
expedite the process.
Oh,
I'm sure they use
yeah.
tons of chemicals
Yeah.
in that too, but like, isn't the point of it to like strip your hair of all the nasty stuff? Strip sounds terrible, but like your hair and scalp. Anyways, I don't know.
Hmm.
Just a thought. Let me know if it works. But yeah, I've used Attitude. Attitude is a decent brand for like more affordable stuff. They're on Amazon. You can even get their shampoo and conditioner in like really big it looks like boxed wine, you know? And you can just
Oh,
fill up
wow.
whatever thing you have. And it's a really good deal if you do that. So I used that for a while, but I didn't love it. And I'll come back to that. I think I know why I didn't love it. Um, But right now I use Rocasa. Uh, I use their shampoo and conditioner bars and their bar soap, and I love it. And something that I learned when I started using Rocasa, because I was really skeptical of the bar shampoo and the bar conditioner, like, that just didn't feel like it would work to me. But I was just the functionality of it all and just how easy you can transport it and that kind of stuff. I was like, I gotta try it. Um, and I will say I have been using the same conditioner bar for over 2 years. It
My
lasts for
gosh.
freaking ever. I would say I go through 3 or 4 shampoo bars a year. But literally, I just was thinking about it last night in the shower because I was like, "Man, this thing has lasted forever." Over 2 years so far. Um,
Couldn't be
but
me.
they tell you to double cleanse your shampoo.
Okay.
So essentially shampoo twice. And my hair has always been that kind of hair that's like, I wash it every day or it's a nasty oily mess. Like during COVID, again, I desperately, like for literally 2 years straight, tried to train my hair and my hair is just not that kind of hair. But as soon as I started using the Rocasa bars and double cleansing, I can go a few days. Usually I go like 3 days ish, um, in between washing. And that was a big deal for me because, it saves money, and my hair doesn't look nasty, so big fan. But yeah, I love the Rocasa. They just came out with it for, like, color treated hair, which I don't have, but
Nice.
for a lot of people, they really like that. So, big fan of Rocasa, big fan of the bars. I know a lot of people like Kitsch. I actually use the Kitsch bags for my shampoo and conditioner bars. But I'm gonna totally try cutting my soap. I didn't think of that. I've heard of it to like, oh, well, just, so it'll fit in your bag better, but I've never thought of it to save it because yeah, it gets so wet. So that's smart. I'm gonna try that. But yeah, love Rocasa. They also have this hair spritz that I use, and if you have kids in school, that could be really helpful. It has tea tree oil, and lice are averse to tea tree oil. Um,
Nice.
so, it also helps your hair grow a ton. Reagan was like a bald baby, and KK was too until I started using hair spritz on myself, and I was like, "Wait, I'll be able to do my kids' hair faster if I use it on them too." And it's like KK has significantly more and thicker hair than Reagan does, and well, not does, but ever did at her age.
Mm,
So big fan of the hair spritz too. I just use it after every shower.
Love
nice.
that. Tori, what about you? What are you using?
Oh my gosh. Shampoo and conditioner has been such a sticking thing for me because I it's so freaking hard to find a good natural shampoo and conditioner. It's kind of like deodorant. It's like
Mhm.
so many are just they leave like I felt like my hair was just like dry or kind of brittle feeling like it didn't feel like it was fully conditioned or it wasn't like getting clean enough like what you were saying. Um but I mean I feel like I've tried so many different ones. And coming to Korea was really hard for me because, when we were in Germany, there was a lot of organic options that I just kind of like bought what worked for me. And that was great. But then, we moved stateside. I was using Sprouts brand, and I don't even think it was really that good, but I didn't have the mental capacity at the time to really do anything else. And then coming to Korea, there's literally 0 natural options to just buy. And I was like, "Man, I don't wanna just buy all these different things just to try," but I got so freaking fed up with my hair that I tried on a whim this brand, it's called 4 Reasons, and then I just started using it a couple months ago, and I actually really like it. I feel like it's the first natural shampoo that I've used in, like, probably ever that makes my hair kind of feel like it's being cleaned with regular shampoo. Like, I feel like it, like, suds up really well, and, like, I feel like my hair is actually clean. The conditioner, I think I don't love the conditioner as much. I'd say I could keep the shampoo, and they have a purple shampoo, and that's actually how I found it was because I went blonde again a few months ago, and It requires upkeep and purple shampoo, and
Mhm.
all purple shampoo is freaking toxic and gross.
Mhm.
And so I
Yep.
went to the PX, I scanned every single purple shampoo on the aisle, and I just was like, yeah, I couldn't bring myself to buy any of it, and I was like, "Well, I just spent an ungodly amount of money on this hair. I cannot not use purple shampoo."
Yeah.
So, I found this brand, it's called For like I said, it's called 4 Reasons. I get it on Amazon. It's made in Finland.
Hmm.
Um, it's expensive. It's like $20 a bottle, and they're not
Oh my
very
god,
big
that's not
bottles.
expensive.
It is for the size bottle that you're getting. It's not a big bottle. Um It's like half the size of a regular off-the-shelf shampoo bottle.
Mm.
However, it's something I really have wanted to kinda shift over like, once I finish this, I don't think I wanna keep doing it. I'm gonna try the bar soap. I mean, for those of you who are not watching us, which I feel like is the majority of people aren't actually watching us on YouTube, I have ridiculously thick and long hair. My hair comes, like, past my waist. It's like a
It's
mane.
gorgeous. It's amazing,
Thank
but it
thank
looks
you.
like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, it's a lot of upkeep, and so, you know, I especially now that I went blonde again, I feel like I can't be, like, messing around with a bunch of stuff, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna go try the bar soap train because 'cause I'm just kinda I'm sick of doing all these things, and because I have so much hair, I am going through so much shampoo. I
Mm.
mean, it's been 2 months, and I'm barely riding out the bottle that I have of the shampoo that I bought. So, and that's with kinda changing it with the purple shampoo, and
Mhm.
I'll keep the purple. I think I can keep the purple and that's fine, but, um, yeah, it's stressful. My hair is great, but it's also a huge point of stress. And before I forget and we move on to something else, I know we lightly briefly touched on this, but I feel like one of the most sneakiest things is lotion.
Mm.
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 Lotions are so freaking toxic. It is
Yep.
incredibly difficult to find a non-toxic lotion. So I don't know if are we ready to transition to that? If we're not, we can table it for a second, but, like, we can't I feel like we can't get off of this body care episode without talking about freaking lotion because it all has that phenolxyethanol in it, all of it.
Mhm.
Mhm.
The every lotion, like, these lotions that, like,
Mhm.
they're, like, natural essential oils in it, it has this, it has that, like, there is so many gross things that look like they're good, and
Mhm.
so, yeah.
Yeah, I think we can transition. We'll go to Alyssa, favorite lotion, and also even since we know Tori's not a big makeup gal, I wanna know your makeup of choice for those of our
Mhm.
listeners who do like to do makeup as well. So, we'll do go to Alyssa. I wanna know what your thoughts are about the shampooing and conditioning, and then your favorite lotion and makeup. And then after that, we'll do Momtroversial moment.
Cool. Real quick, I do wanna touch on Korean skincare, though, because we do have a lot of listeners in Korea. Um, Also really nasty ingredients, just FYI. I know everyone's like, "Oh, Korean
Mhm.
Yep.
skincare, Korean skincare, it's the best." I personally think it's
No.
actually plastic surgery that does it for them. But, uh yeah, just scan those 2. Just translate them and
Controversial.
scan them. There is one company that I found, called Skin Food. It's in, some Olive Young's, that is clean, and I gifted it to family members for Christmas, and they said they liked it. Um, and everything so far that I had scanned was clean, and they have, like, the face masks and that kind of thing, so, you could maybe get that Korean skincare without the toxicity if you wanted to. But, it's not all it's cracked up to be if you wanna be healthy, at least. Um, but yeah, lotion. To no one's great surprise, I use Rude Apothecary. Um, I used their whips for a while. They came out with butters a while ago, and I was just going through the whips because I would stock up, during their sales because, in Korea, you just couldn't just go and get it in, 3 days from shipping or whatever. Um, so I've been using their whips, which I loved. and I've switched over to their butter, which I'm obsessed with. Um, a quick note about tallow that some people might not know: tallow doesn't provide moisture necessarily; it locks it in. So when you're
Mm,
putting tallow on, you want your skin to be wet, and it'll lock that moisture in. And if you don't see a lot of um, results from that, that's probably why. So I like to put on a lot of stuff, like I'll splash my face in the morning, or I'll just directly out of the shower. I don't towel off or anything. I just put it on like that.
that's super
But yeah,
interesting. I did not know that.
yeah. So thanks, Anna. She's the owner of Root. She's makes sure to note that every now and then. I'm like, that is such a big thing. But yeah, makeup. Um, I like makeup, but I don't wear it a whole ton. Um, so I used the Crunchy primer and foundation for a while. Crunchy with an I, and I did like it, but it also felt like really heavy on my skin, and it is also an MLM, so I'm not the biggest fan of that. So I moved on recently. I just went to Ulta and I was like, "Can you help me?" And we just scanned ingredients, and some nice lady helped me, like one of their little makeup artist people. And she was awesome. She really helped me find stuff. So I think it's called Juicy something or other. Juice Beauty. I have their primer and foundation right now. It's fine. I like it. Um, I can't remember the name of the concealer I have. Again, it's fine. I use Ilia mascara right now, and I'm not the biggest fan. I've had such a hard time finding a clean mascara that doesn't flake. So let me know if you have something because I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. But my big thing, I started wearing clean makeup because I was like, I don't like I want to be able to like kiss my kids or have my kids kiss me, and not be like, okay, they're just inhaling nastiness. But yeah, Crunchies, eyeshadow and that kind of thing I like. I don't use eyeliner. I use Well People, like it's from Target, I think. Um, their highlighter and bronzer, and I think I have a lipstick from them. Um, but yeah, I actively don't like Crunchy's eyebrow pencil or their mascara. Um, and what? I feel like there was one other mascara I've tried and I didn't like, but I honestly can't remember it. I've heard kind of good things about Dime. Um, but yeah, makeup's hard. It is. I
Mm-hmm.
think I also just don't like, I don't love the cakey feeling of foundation. Love how it makes me look. Don't love, like, the feeling of it, so I probably would be hard to please in that arena no matter what, with what I have. So, yeah.
What about you, Tori?
I just wanted to give a potentially clean store bought option for especially for our Korea listeners because it is I think everyone who
So
doesn't
much
live in
harder.
Korea does not understand how difficult it is to like if you're like, "Oh shoot, I'm out of XYZ, I'm out of deodorant, I'm out of shampoo," like, and my order got on the slow boat and it's not gonna be here for another month or
Mhm,
whatever, if you know, you know. And you have to run into the
mhm.
PX to grab something and you're like, "Shoot, what do I get?" For makeup, Physicians Formula has some organic things, and the PX
Okay.
usually stocks them. So I use like this bronzer blush palette. That's all I ever put directly on my face, and it's hasn't clogged my pores. It hasn't done anything to my face that I can tell. And I also use their concealer. I don't know that it like works that great because again, I wear makeup once, maybe twice a week, if that. Um, but I'm really I really wish Young Living would have kept their makeup going. Like, I would love to know the backstory why they took it away because it was phenomenal makeup, and it
Mhm.
worked so well, and I loved it so
Yep.
much.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I wanted to talk about a couple one clean lotion brand, the one clean one that I know of that you can walk into the store and buy. It's called Avalon Organics. They used to carry it at the commissary, and at some commissaries, I think they still do, but they carry the body wash in our commissary. It is
Mm.
legitimately clean. But I've ordered the lotion off of Amazon. I like the lemon one. It smells really good and it rates really, really well. I really like the Rocasa lotion. If you just want like a really basic, not super thick, like come out of the bottle pump lotion, their lotion has worked really good for me. And I feel like I only have to use a little bit and it spreads really well. And I've been really happy with the Rocasa lotion that I just got.
Love that. I'm gonna share my makeup recommendation, and then I'll shoot it to Alyssa for your final thoughts, and let you do Momtroversial moment first.
Cool.
If you want a good makeup alternative that's not Young Living, I love Root Pretty. That's like the only other like natural makeup company. They also do skincare, but I just use their makeup. That I think their makeup's really high quality. I have always struggled with skin issues and acne since growing up. It's definitely gotten better as an adult as I've switched and started using better products, but it's just always been a confidence thing for me with makeup. But I need it to be good quality makeup too. And Root Pretty has everything. And I love all of their stuff. I took a 3-hour nap today, and this is like still my church makeup on my face. Um, and it stays on, it lasts, but it doesn't make me break out. I feel like they're pretty affordable as far as like natural stuff can go. So yeah, that would be my recommendation. We don't really do lotion in our house. When I'm feeling frisky, I'll get something from Young Living. I love their luscious lemon scent. But otherwise, like after I shave my legs or something, I use coconut oil. And I
Nice.
just use coconut oil, and I just get a tiny bit and I just massage that like under my skin. And then for my kids, if we need lotion, I have some Rocasa stuff that I got for the kids if they need anything. So yeah, that's kind of like where we're at. Alyssa, what would be your final thoughts? And then give us your Momtroversial moment, my friend.
I forgot one thing about my makeup, and it's gonna make you laugh. Rocasa, they have a Facebook page, and it's great. And on the Facebook page, people tell they give other uses for the things that are maybe not as advertised that like really work well for them. And I found my setting spray through that. It's actually Rocasa's libido spray, and it's supposed to enhance
Oh.
your libido. Don't know if it does that, but it is a great. I just haven't had the need to try, quite frankly, but it's a great setting spray. Um, and so I use that, but it's really funny when I pull it out and people are like,
Out of your
Okay, but
makeup
I
bag.
need to know. Hold on. This is a whole nother can of worms. So you don't know if it works, but you use it for your setting spray. So how would you use it any differently to know, like,
their instruction. Well, that's a good point, actually. I never really thought of that. Their
so does it not
instructions are
work?
like spray it on the pillow, that kind of thing, spray it on the bed, spray it on yourself, and
So
it's
to
supposed to,
smell.
yeah, it's supposed to like just,
Then it's
boost
probably
whatever
really working then.
hormones. Yeah, who knows? I haven't felt like I needed it, but maybe it's because I'm using it.
Oh my gosh, Ryan's gonna be like, Alyssa, oh my god.
I know. He's gonna be so embarrassed by me, as per usual. Um, but yeah, I also actually have a great Momtroversial moment. I had to pull it up because it deserves to be read word for word. Last night, I was trying to figure out what we were going to eat for the week. I was trying to meal plan, and I go, Reagan, what should we eat for dinner this week? Because, I want her input. She's kind of old enough to tell me what she likes. And she goes, Mom, I don't know. You tell me because you're the cooker. I was like, okay. Yeah, so I'm the
I
cooker, so
love
I
her.
decide. She's the greatest.
I love her. Thanks for no help, Reagan.
Yeah.
But thank you for the compliment.
Yeah. You tell me because you're the cooker.
Tori, what about you?
I have been sitting here trying to rack my brain for a Momtroversial moment. I think, I don't know. I've been kind of on the struggle bus this last week, and I've just been trying to survive. So I'm sure my kids have had a lot of cute moments. They've had a lot of interesting, not cute moments, and everything in between. So I think, um, I don't know, it's been kind of a blur. So I hate to disappoint, but I do not have a momtroversial moment this week.
It happens.
You know, that in itself, I feel like is a controversial moment. That's okay. Of like being a mom isn't always butterflies and rainbows. There are good weeks, there are bad weeks, and it's okay to own
Mm-hmm.
that you've had a tough week. And that in itself is your controversial moment of just owning like the real world, and that's what
It's
people need
rough
to hear
out
and
here,
need
you
to
guys.
know.
Send help.
But you're doing
SOS.
great.
Yeah.
But you're doing great, and you're here, and your babies are alive,
Yeah.
and they know you, they love you. Because when you picked up Charlie from church today, I was like, Charlie, why you betrayed me like that, bro? Thought we had fun in the nursery.
I was surprised. He does really. I was like, oh, Leah and Haley are there. He's gonna do so good. Like that's the dream team for nursery.
He
So
did. He really did. There was just the last couple minutes, and then he tried to be a little escape artist, and Haley and I were like, "Get back here!" It was actually really funny. I feel like my mom. Okay, I'm gonna do a controversial moment for Tori, and then I'll do mine. So I serve in the nursery at our church. And today I was in there, and Charlie, Tori's youngest, he's 18 months now,
mhm,
19 months. Okay.
18.
He was in there, and that's homie's like my bestie. He's so chill. He's like the chillest. He's the chillest baby in the world. And there were 16 kids in the nursery,
Sheesh.
2 of which belonged to me. And I was sitting there holding another crying baby. And I don't know why, but I just had this moment. Somebody had just come and dropped off another uh kid, and there's a baby gate, but it doesn't lock. So we shut the door entirely, like during service when we're done with drop offs, but somebody came late, so that way kids can't get out. And so somebody had just dropped off another kid, and she didn't shut the door all the way. So the outer door was cracked, but the baby gate was shut. And I just had this moment where I was sitting there, but then I was like, I just felt the need to look towards the door. And I looked towards the door, and Charlie is in between the gate and the outer door.
Trying to
You got
escape.
the outer door. Yeah, and he looks at me, he's like, and I'm like, don't you
Said,
dare.
oh shoot.
And I get up, and as I get up, homie tries to go. And I was like, Charlie, what? No.
Oh, that does not surprise me whatsoever. He's so like his own person. And he's
Took a
like,
little bad.
"Oh, yeah, nobody's looking at me. I'm gonna go find my mom right now. I'm gonna skate and get out of here."
That's literally what it was. And then when I brought him back, he was like sad that I like thwarted his plans. So he needed some snuggles. So then he sat in my lap and we snuggled for a
Aw.
little bit, and he was totally fine. But that was hilarious.
He loves you
And
so
then for
much. He does. I have to shout
he's
you
my
out
bestie.
because my son Charles is the very definition of skeptical. He does not like other people. He likes you, but like only on his terms. Let me tell you, the very first time Leah opens her arms and said, "You want to come to me, Charlie?" He just reached right out for her and grabbed onto her, and that was that. So
Who
if
doesn't
that
like
gives you
yeah.
any, seriously, Miss Leah, the
Mm.
best,
My
a fan
besties.
favorite.
I'm an advocate of not forcing my love on children. I will love you from afar until you're ready for me to love you up close. And I think it makes it easier for them. So for me, my mom controversial moment is last night. So this is a whole nother episode, but I've been using Dr. Green Mom sleep support for Ella. And one of the things, and it's been really helping her sleep with teething. So like
Nice.
I should have mentioned it last week. It's helped her sleep through the night, even with teething. And last night she was killing me. And she was asking for more. And she's in this grunty phase where she's like, ah. And she tries to like motion. And then we read this book where it has like signs in it. I was like, I'd just given her like sleeping medicine, and she was like grunting and like pointing and reaching. I'm like, do you want more? And she's like, and she started doing
Yay!
like baby more. And then she just kept doing it. And she just kept doing
Baby
it like the whole
girl.
rest of our bedtime
Oh.
routine. And Declan never did that. Declan's never done like signs. So that was just so sweet and cool, like seeing her brain clicking with communication.
I freaking love that.
I freaking love her. She's the best. So, yeah.
Cute.
Well, guys, we've done it. Another week of Momtroversial. Thank you for joining us for the wild chaos that is our lives and our country living journeys. Sorry we pulled an audible on you guys. And next week, we will talk clean living and home swaps. If you guys have any recommendations or any questions on your journeys, just motherhood, swaps, anything in general, please DM us at Momtroversial Podcast on Instagram. We are active on there. We would love to talk to you. If you have any topics you want to hear us talk about, also send those our way. And otherwise, until next time, keep it real and keep it Momtroversial. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.